Good morning. I'm going to give you a couple of tips today to help you understand how to engage your shoulder blades. Neck issues and shoulder issues go hand in hand. When we have unstable shoulder girdle, it causes the neck to be unstable. So our shoulder blades have to know how to stay down on the rib cage on their own. And from there, the arms are able to move. The head is able to move independently. However, when our shoulders are not in themselves stable and we try to reach or move our arm, we end up engaging too many neck muscles. And then our necks end up being forward, our shoulder blades are coming forward, and our shoulders around, putting undue stress and tension on the back of the neck and the space between the shoulder blades. So by learning how to have better posture, by getting that shoulder blade engagement, pulling those shoulder blades down onto the scapula, down onto the back of the rib cage, is what we're going to want to do with that. So we're going to practice how we pull those shoulder blades down and back, and also how we practice a proper chin tuck. So as we're sitting up, let's try a chin tuck here. So if you're able to stand against a wall or sit with your back to a wall, it's always helpful. In a moment, we'll be laying flat on the floor. But for now, just simply bring your fingers underneath the lower lip and above the chin. Lift the top of the head, the crown of the head, right up here. So the underside of the chin remains parallel with the floor. Fingers just below that lower lip, and we're going to go straight back. So if you're looking in a mirror, you're going to see you get some double chins. So you might not normally like those double chins, but the double chins mean that you're doing this properly. If you're not getting double chins, you probably have your chin up in the air or something. So we want that low, but also not drop down. So we want it to go straight back. As you go straight back, you're going to feel this base of the skull opening. And that's where we want to be, not over exaggerate. We don't need the head to go way back behind the shoulders, but just that the head comes over the ears. And with practice, you'll begin to feel that place of balance where when you go back, okay, that's too far. Here I find comfort, and it's balance. If I move too far forward, then I start to feel that strain and tension, how now these muscles are having to work to offset the weight as it moves forward. So the head remains straight up, but slides back just to where it's balanced over the shoulders. So trying to hold the head in that position. If you have an elastic band, you're going to want to start light. You will want some resistance here though, but start with the lightest band you have available. Typically they don't come in pink. I just happened to get this at a massage conference I was at, so don't worry about the color that I have. But maybe get a set of bands starting with a light, medium, and a heavier weight, or maybe just buy a set of light and medium. That's probably all you'll really need. Rotator cuff muscles are small. They aren't meant to be super strong, but they need to be strong enough to do the job that they need to do. So what we're going to do is hold the elastic band just shoulder distance apart. So when you tuck your elbows into the sides of the body, you're going to hold those down close. So here, if you see me from the side, there's a 90-degree angle to my elbow. So we want a 90-degree angle there. And from here, coming back forward, I'm going to turn my thumbs outwards. When I turn my thumbs out, it's going to engage the rotator cuff muscle, so we want to engage, just adding a little bit more work in those shoulders. We're going to turn those thumbs out, already creating a little bit of tension in the band. I'm going to keep the elbows tucked into the sides as I now just open those thumbs away and allow them to return. As the thumbs open away, I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together and down onto the rib cage, bringing it back and open. I'm maintaining the chin tuck the entire time. It's helpful to just keep the gaze straight forward, drawing that head back over the shoulders, elbows tucked in. We're going to go for at least 10 here and see how that feels. Moving nice and slow with control, taking that out as far as you can go and back in, out to stretch and back, becoming very aware of your movements, making sure it's not too much. If you start to feel any burning, uncomfortable sensations, just take a break. We can always just let that down. If you want to stretch that area, open the arms up. Let's bring one arm across, take the other arm under, bring that in. That'll help to stretch the back of the body from doing that work. Open it back up, take the other arm across, and bring that over. Really though, when we're having a lot of these issues, we don't want to stretch that too off. You'll want to stretch as you're strengthening. Now, strengthening does require you then to stretch the muscles because you're working them. But we don't want to just get in the habit of always stretching open the back. Really what needs to be stretched when we have this forward head posture and the shoulder blades always moving forward means that we have too much tension in the front and not enough strength in the back. We need to strengthen the back of the body and open the front. We want to really do more stretching for the front of the body, stretching the pecs and things. But for now, let's just continue as I'm trying to keep these videos short, and move to the floor. So we're going to come to the floor and lay on your back. You can do that with your knees bent or your legs flat, makes no difference, as we're going to focus on the shoulder girdle here. So again, as we come to the floor, a lot of people when they first come to the floor, let's talk about the chin tuck. You might notice that your chin really pops up and the back of the neck is really short, the base of the skull pulling toward the shoulders. If you're noticing that, no, you've really are probably dealing with a pretty serious forward head posture on a daily basis. So here, what we want to try to do is bring that chin down toward the floor, the back of the neck toward the floor, and lengthen the crown of the head toward the wall that the crown is facing. So that is going to be our chin tuck. Now, if you feel like you can't get there, you can't hold that, fold a thin washcloth or hand towel and put that behind the head. And that'll allow the head to come up slightly, making this more available to you as your body becomes more adept at holding better posture, and the back of the neck opens, the front strengthens. Your head will eventually be able to come down onto the floor as it should be. Now, although I say bring the back of the neck toward the floor, it does not mean it needs to be completely flat. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm able to slide my fingers behind there even as I draw my neck down. So the neck should never actually come flat with the floor or the wall that you might be against. We do want to maintain this curve. So our spine does have curves moving toward the front of our body at the neck and also again in our lumbar spine. And we do want to maintain those. We just tend to over exaggerate them. We want to take out that exaggeration by bringing that chin back toward the floor. Now, to strengthen for the chin tuck, I'm going to include that here as well because the chin tuck is so important. We're going to, again, bring the chin back toward the floor, the neck toward the floor, but again, maintaining space like you want to protect a blueberry or pea. And with that chin tuck held, we're just going to lift the head like you just want to separate the scalp from the floor and return. So I'm only lifting maybe a ½ inch away from the floor, but practicing making sure that my neck feels like it's staying long and flattened, the chin back as I lift and maintaining that as I return. So I'm going to lift with the tuck, maintain the tuck, and return with the tuck. What this is doing is strengthening the muscles here at the front of the neck that we need to help retract the chin. We don't want the chin jutting forward and the head moving way forward. We need strength to keep the tuck and the head back. So try for about 5 there, see how that feels. You can maybe move that to 10. As you become more advanced, more adept, you might even come up, lift, and hold for several seconds, maybe up to 5 seconds, and slowly release and repeat there. So that's how we're going to hold our chin tuck, but let's get back to those shoulders. So neck and shoulders go hand in hand. That's why we will always talk about both. But now let's bring those arms open. It's like you're forming a goalpost. I'm going to tilt this angle a little bit more. So like you want to form a goalpost on the floor. So from the shoulder coming straight out to the elbow at a 90-degree angle up to the hands. I'm doing that on both sides. So you're going to lay here. The elbows do not need to go any higher than the shoulders. If they do easily, that's okay, but don't force it. They don't need to go any higher. If your rotation is limited, no need to push it further at this point. So from here, we're going to, forming those goalposts, first just notice, do your wrists and hands come to the floor? If they don't, if you're noticing like they're kind of stuck up here, that's just due to limited shoulder rotation in that rotator cuff. That is something that you can likely work with. It's most likely due to soft tissue. But for now, either way, even if those hands are up there, you can still do the same thing. But we are going to direct our hands back toward the floor as best we can. Press the shoulder blades, elbows, forearms down toward the floor. Again, if they don't touch, so you're just directing that direction. They don't have to touch, but that is our goal. Maintain the chin tuck, and now as you exhale, slide the elbows down toward the lower ribs, squeeze the shoulder blades and elbows together behind you. Inhale, slide them up to shoulder level. Exhale, squeeze it down. Inhale, slide up. Exhale, squeeze it down. So again, we want to do this about 10 times. If you notice as you maybe get to 8, it's burning, it's fatigued, pause for a moment. Take a couple of breaths, then see if you can finish and make it to 10. Or maybe you get to 10 and that feels easy, like you haven't done very much. Then practice more engagement, really squeeze. Imagine you're moving those arms through a vat of peanut butter. You're no longer sitting in a room of air, but you're in a room of molasses or peanut butter. You really have to work those arms to push through that space. From there, you can, of course, increase repetitions, or you can try my next video where I will have more advanced stuff you can do for your shoulder engagement. This would be the place where you want to begin. Thank you. I hope this helps you on your journey to less neck and shoulder pain. Be sure to like and follow me here on YouTube. On my page, you can also go to my website at sacredspiritbodyworks.massagetherapy.com and look for my individual services there, yoga classes that we stream live, and I hope to see you in those different venues in the near future. Thank you. Have a great day.